Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of our newest D&D show, Gracefall. Jesus, wept. Thank you, Garrett.
Okay. Thanks, Garrett. Everyone who's ever been here, enjoy your tier 1 sub.
Yeah.
Make good use of my good option.
Thank you so much, Garrett. Let me spam Gary's in chat.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Well,
shit,
we've
Black
peaked.
Knight Rebel?
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.
It's doing anything else. We're done.
Ray, if you're in here, say hi. Someone I know from college might be in here.
Whoa.
If there aren't enough people in chat, it will just start going through people who have gone through the history list.
Well, if you've ever watched us, Ray, say hi in chat. Or on YouTube. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of our newest campaign, Gracefall. So, if you didn't watch episode 0, don't worry. We're going to go through character introductions. I wouldn't do that to you all. My hair is a mess. It's fine. So, we're going to do character introductions in a minute. Let me describe where you all are, and then we can go through character introductions. You all are on a, what is called a drop jammer. It's, Jay, you were saying you had an idea for these. Would you like to elaborate on it a little bit, or?
I had an idea for the propulsion system on it. The overall... Like, if we get to describing the mechanics of it, then I can swing in, but as far as its overall design goes, that's still all you.
Okay. It looks like... it kind of looks like the submarine from Atlantis, the Lost Empire. It's very, bronzed outside, kind of weather-worn looking, even though it's fairly new. Big cockpit in the front, large cylinders on the side, and it's fairly large for not holding that many people, partially because it's full of supplies. On the ship, in the cockpit, you can see there is a lizard folk with goggles over his eyes, flipping a bunch of switches, and his co-pilot is an Aarakocra, who is similarly looking through a bunch of gauges, kind of tapping on things, and manning a yoke. Cutting to the passenger area. Let me see who actually said is in here. There is a young tiefling man, green skin, kind of dark beard, really short horns that don't curve back. They just kind of come to a little point. Heavy set, wearing purple robes, who just keeps like crossing himself in the sign inside just any religion he can kind of do stuff, but typically crossing himself in an X, which is usually what followers of Evangeline, the shepherdess, do, and just murmuring to himself the whole time. Next to him is a heavily armored woman named Matilda, who's kind of just leaning on a greatsword, staring at this kid like she doesn't want to catch his motion sickness kind of thing, and just like leaning a little back away from him. And that's it for NPCs in the boat. So, Dan, would you like to describe your character?
Gladly. likely talking to a bunch of other Warforged and automatons of various makes and models. Is sort of an archaic-looking, but clearly highly modified Warforged. About, let's say 6'2", although that probably varies a little bit depending on, what legs they pick out for the day. With what appears to be a large, top hat in a way, but, a metal thing. And every once in a while, a gout of steam will come out. He appears to be wearing a suit, except the suit is clearly just, painted onto a bunch of mechanical components. And there's a little pin on his lapel that is clearly just an alarm bell, but, a small one. And he is sort of, talking to these other Warforged, prattling on about, basically planning. He seems to already be planning, despite not having even touched down on the surface. And notably, this individual, despite being sort of a Warforged, rather than having this sort of humanoid approximation of a face, he just has one very large lens in the center of his face. He does have a mouth that doesn't really move properly when he talks, but, clearly we're dealing with some archaic technology here. But, he'll every once in a while he'll open his mouth and he sounds a little bit like Codsworth from Fallout 4, with that sort of metallic British accent. It's like, all right, everyone. Everyone got all your spare parts that you need? No one's going to... All right, everyone, bring motor oil with them. Everyone change fluid before they went. I mean, that means you too, Dexter.
Looks around.
We stopped twice last time for you. Change your fluid now.
Okay.
No, there won't be a rest stop on the way there.
We're literally going down to an unsettled planet. We don't even know if there has ever been a sapient life form there. Please, change your oil now.
They all kind of start murmuring to each other as you continue to descend through the atmosphere, and the turbulence is picking up. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nisaka. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, everybody in chat. This is awesome. Okay.
We're getting this much love. We should start new campaigns more often.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Everybody scrap these. We're doing another one next week.
Welcome to the last episode of Grace Fall.
Welcome to the last episode. Okay. Perfect. Liz, would you like to describe your character?
Okay. You have... I guess she would be somewhere near the front, trying to see... she'll be strapped in, but she'll be, straining against the traps, trying to see out to where the pilots are. Just to see, the planet come into focus down below. And, you'll see, a very, very stout-looking gnome. With curly red hair that's, cut very short. Lots of freckles. She's wearing what I've been calling park ranger chic. She has the very khaki green pants, the olive green shirt with a very nicely embroidered red vest on it, full with a little red scarf that she tied very nicely around her neck, and the little park ranger hat. And next to her is this little red hedgehog who's just sitting on her shoulder, just really tightly grabbing onto her shoulder because they didn't have hedgehog-sized seatbelts. Which
there's no restraint
would be
for the
included.
hedgehog.
I love them.
Just writing a comment card. Need hedgehog-sized restraints.
We'll get right on that.
Okay. Absolutely.
Like a massive
perfect.
oversight, quite frankly.
Well, it's an oversight, and it's an important one, but it's not that massive. Hedgehogs are pretty small.
Yeah, they're like that big.
Sorry, I'm not here.
Okay. Mira, would you like to describe your character?
Sure. So among the throng of Warforged described by Clangley earlier, sits a Warforged that looks very much out of place. She is a Warforged that was obviously very much designed for aesthetics rather than utility. She resembles very much a kind of Victorian-era automaton with kind of this, like, ceramic face that when it moves, it kind of, like, separates a little, like, in a very kind of unnerving way. It's all very sleek. The only thing that kind of looks out of place is, like, her sleeves rolled up, and seen on her arms are these, like, inscribed spells. That if you look very closely, some of them are written in this very nice, neat script, and then some of them look like they were carved by a child. And yeah, there is, like, kind of seeping between the cracks is very almost like sickly purple light. And she is sitting and staring in a way that, like, evokes seasickness. And if you get really close, you can hear her kind of muttering to yourself, like, I know that I get seasick. Like, I know that about myself. I get seasick, but it is physically not possible for me to get seasick, so I'm remembering sicknesses, but I am not feeling it. What is going on? And just kind of this cycle of muttering is not at all taking in whatever Clangley is saying. And this is very much this small, confused Warforged who is completely in her own world right now and caught in this whirlwind of ship and adventure.
Now that was an incredibly important safety feature. You have to do your best to remember it, otherwise we could all perish. It's the one thing I need you to remember.
Over her head. Just completely. It's like, am I built with safety features? Humans don't have safety features, but do I have safety features?
Yeah, I consent to help people out the aisle or whatever I have to do. Okay, perfect.
There's no AAA on this planet.
And
I see in chat that people don't know her name. Her name is Claire. She has not divulged that to anyone, not even Clangley, because the most anyone has ever gotten out of her up to this point is a
Okay. Perfect. And Jay, would you like to reintroduce your character?
Issabel Patina Valence Bronzeworthy is likely not up with the other passengers. She is probably down in the engine engineering room, helping oversee and assist with loading fuel rods in the engines she helped design.
Excellent. Have we? Oh, I'm trying to think if we've established. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I got distracted because I was doing something while doing that. Issabel's a little goblin, and with a big bronze arm, and she's probably different than looks a little different than we're used to seeing her. We're used to seeing her in noble finery. She is currently in work clothes, which is to say her hair is tied back, she has goggles down, bandana on, and her outfit's probably very, say, When We Rock Bell from FMA, where it's the coveralls tied at the waist.
Classic. I love it. An excellent introduction to a bunch of cool characters. Now to kill them all. No.
Oh no.
Planet crash.
Ship
We crash onto the
explodes.
planet. We explode. Everyone dies. Roll new characters. See you next time for our epilogue episode. Grace fell.
It fell. Okay.
Grace was the name of the ship, and it fell.
Grace crashed and burned.
So, no matter where you are in the ship, you start to hear a recording that you recognize as the voice of Hugo Greene, the owner, CEO, president of the Greene Corporation, the company you all work for. And he's... how do I say this? He's Jeff Bezos.
I know who our BBEG is.
Yeah, you all start to hear a recording. If you're in the main passenger area, an illusion of him flickers to life, and he kind of he is a bald human. He kind of thousand eye stare says, "Hello, my wonderful friends. I need to thank all of you for endeavoring down to the planet below and making this incredible journey for all of us. And I truly wish I could be amongst you, but we must remain here amongst the stars for now."
Hey, am I a hypocrite for saying he sounds a little mechanical?
I definitely have human friends and regular emotions. Puts on a cowboy
Not his
hat.
friend either.
No. And yeah, he says, you all have an incredibly important mission ahead of you, and I won't distract from you further from it. But he kind of just starts rambling into this long, you think it's supposed to be an endearing story about his kids or something, and it's like, we get it, you're trying to relate to us, but this isn't relatable.
Get the goat ball game on this.
It's just click, 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 click. Marty in chat says, here's a relatable human anecdote. I have children.
Your experiences are not universal.
It's not everyone can go to space. Okay. Who is up in the passenger area? I think it might just be okay, Wynne, okay. So, can I get perception checks from Clangley, Claire, and Wynne, please?
Oh boy.
Nope.
What even is my perception?
I miss you 20 passive perception.
Oh boy, I can't see that. I think it's plus 1. Okay.
I got a 12.
12, okay.
I got a 7.
7, Clangley.
No.
Nope. Okay.
None of us can see shit.
Off to a great start.
T-Rex is
I
gonna
didn't
sneak up
like-
on us and TPK us. Calling it now.
Okay. Whoa.
Everything's fine.
There-
Sorry, that was me. I dropped something.
There was the T-Rex.
It's right there.
Okay, perfect. None of you notice something, but you do see Dust, the tiefling kid, starts to panic even more, and he says, "Why? What's wrong? Why? What's wrong?" And Matilda kind of leans further away from him, and she says, "There are vomit bags if you need one." And he's just looking into the cockpit, saying, "Why? What's wrong?"
I will point out Wynne was trying to look into the cockpit
Okay.
before.
Yeah. So give me a perception check with advantage then. So roll and see if you get higher.
Okay. I did not get higher.
However,
I got less.
Yeah, you got less. That's okay. Since you are looking in and facing the proper direction, you can see that the Aarakocra kind of taps a gauge and looks at the lizard folk, who then looks back at him and just shrugs. You're like, you don't think that's supposed to happen on airplanes.
Wynne will sort of nudge her hedgehog and be like, Spicy. Go
Sorry,
figure
what
out
was
what
the
they're
name?
trying to say. Spicy. Because it's red. I forgot to mention
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
spicy.
Spicy the Hedgehog. Oh, I love.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't want to spoil it.
Our
though.
new Sonic OC?
We did ask you to make a Sonic OC, Liz, recently, so I love spicy. Okay, so how does your little wildfire spirit work? So you're sending him to go listen. What can he do?
What can he do? Or what she can do?
Anything.
Let's see. Anything. I can do it. She can do anything.
Anything she
She's
puts
a
her
strong, independent hedgehog. I can attack a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
It understands the languages you speak, so
Okay, good. That's a good place to start.
yeah.
Just wondering. Let's see.
Dimension Amaranth in chat just said, okay, which of the Warforged forgot to go into airplane mode?
That was most likely Claire. She didn't even know she had one.
Okay. Issa, in the engineering room,
Ah, good, what broke?
can I get an intelligence check, please? If you have any kind of tool proficiency you think would help, you feel free to add it.
How does adding tools go?
So if you were proficient in it, add +2 to your roll.
Do artificers get double that? Not yet. That comes later.
Okay.
That's a 9?
Okay.
We roll great, guys.
Yay, level 3.
I mean, I also just rolled a 5 on my first roll of this campaign, so we're off to a great start.
I rolled a 2, so
Uh,
I rolled a 10.
Okay, so instead of what just broke, what did I just break?
Well, so you're looking around. A bunch of klaxons and sirens started going off, and you're looking around trying to figure out what it is. And while your back is turned to something, you just hear a screeching sound, just an awful screeching sound, and it sounds like it's coming from behind you.
Okay, that's probably metal on metal. That's not good. Turn around.
Okay. What you see are, you would say, gargantuan talons tearing through the ship.
Oh.
that's not good.
That is not good. So we're gonna go ahead and get on the horn to the pilots, let them know that we're being torn asunder by some sort of giant bird,
Okay.
and tell the rest of the crew to keep the engines fueled, keep the spare fuel rods away from the hole, I'm about to have to cast mending a shit ton.
Okay.
If anyone else knows mending, help.
Okay. So
I too know mending.
you snap into action and start trying to fix this. Spicy.
Punching rivets and sheet metal in through the hull.
Spicy hears crackling over the intercom, kind of garbled because Hugo Greene won't shut up. His story is continuing to go on. But you hear Issabel crackling relay that information, and the pilots start kind of looking very serious and flipping things. And Dust next to you is just full hyperventilating of, "There's a giant bird!"
Is there some
yeah.
disconnect I can pull to shut that message up?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Roll the 19, 23.
There we go. Yeah, you know, there's basically like there's basically a CD that it's loaded onto that if you just pull it out, it'll stop playing. It's not a CD, it's a crystal, but it's, you know, if you pull the crystal out, it'll stop playing.
Done.
Marty and chat.
Put it back in as soon as we're not, you know, apparently under attack already.
Yeah, well, this planet's dangerous and there are giant birds. Rolling high for the important rolls.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody else, what do you want to do? There's clearly something wrong. You all probably heard the kid scream about a giant bird. So,
I think Wynne will like undo her seatbelts and then
That is the wisest
gather
thing to
up
do in an
Spicy
emergency.
and head straight down to the engine room.
okay. So, the druid determinedly walks past all of you. Clangley and Claire.
Claire is looking very much towards Clangley for direction while also simultaneously contemplating the fact that she's having a panic attack, but not physically.
All
How
right,
is that even possible?
All right, nobody panic. Everyone remain calm.
Too late!
Is Clangley aware that there's Talon staring through the ship, or just that there's a giant going on?
There's a giant bird. You haven't seen the talons here yet.
All right, everyone, man your battle state. Does this ship have battle stations?
Nope.
I think this is the transport.
Yep.
Oh,
You
son of a
all
bolt.
are the battle stations.
Okay. Well then, anyone here good at fighting? Anyone?
Yeah, the lady with the great sword kind of steps up, or unbuckles, steps up, kind of lazily hefts her sword and goes over to one of the airlocks and opens it, and just holding on leans out and goes, "Yep, we got a rock." Crap.
Oh boy. Well then, I think it is time for us to go and engage in some good old-fashioned big game hunting. Tally-ho! And then Clangley is going to walk towards the airlock, a little worried because he doesn't think he got no one actually, I'm assuming, answered his request for help.
No, and even the person who like raised their hand as soon as the lady said it was a rock, their hand went down. No, I'm not doing that.
All right then.
Matilda,
Clangley,
Matilda squints. She says, "Yeah, it's got babies."
that's adorable.
No, it's not.
Oh dear. Wait, are they also trying to attack us?
Oh yeah, and like
Oh, boy.
a parrot, what looks like a parrot, but it's the size of, you know, a Saint Bernard, kind of just grabs her, and she says, "Well, fuck,"
Can I? Okay, do I get an attack of opportunity on the parrot?
Sure.
I'd like to punch the crap out of this parrot.
Okay.
Ding ding.
Right. Yes, actually, right before he punches, the little lapel on his little pin on his lapel clangs like a boxer bell twice. He's going to try and punch this bird. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Let's see. 17 is a hit.
Okay, that's 1d8 plus... Okay, so that's 7 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And this creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of my next turn. And I go and I say, away with you! Away with you now!
Pew, giant bird.
Away with you! I say.
Kind of is like... What? It seems confused. You're like a flying turtle. It doesn't understand. The ship, not you. You're not flying. The ship is. Okay. So that's what Clangley is doing. Claire, is there something you would like to do?
Claire is like looking desperately for a place to run away while simultaneously realizing that she is on a ship. There is nowhere to go. Yeah, so she's going to very... how long does mage armor last?
8 hours.
Like 8 hours, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's casting that on herself. And also simultaneously getting ready to, like, misty step anyone out of the way that she needs to.
Okay.
Or misty step herself out of the way.
Okay. Perfect. Wynne, the ship isn't huge, so you promptly make your way into the engine area, where you can see a couple Warforged have joined Issabel and are doing their best to kind of bend the metal back in place while Issa mends other parts of it.
Oh, okay. It looks like everything's sort of under control then, right?
I mean,
Or
there's a big hole in the side of the ship, and you don't think that's good. You're no spaceship expert, but you would say that's probably bad.
that is probably bad.
Yeah.
Are they under control? No. Are we handling it as best we can? Yes.
Fine.
You see Issa just throw a crystal behind her back.
This is an extra window now.
You want
There
one of
is
those in
the
the
occasional-
engine room.
Well, there is now, but like, if she sees that bird just like going past the hole in the ship, she is shooting at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's probably the occasional gunshot going off.
Yeah, that probably sounds great in an enclosed metal space.
It doesn't sound any worse than the engines.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Give me a shot.
Okay, I'll take that. Remember how normal attacks work. Okay, yeah, that's a 23.
You no
I rolled
longer
a 17.
you're no longer a support caster.
Nope, I deal direct damage now.
Okay, are you trying to attack the rock or one of its babies? Oh, there we go.
There's one.
Discord hates attacking babies, but like
Well,
fair, honestly.
They're giant monster birds. We'll be right back, folks. Sorry.
Kentucky Fried Rock.
There we go. Hello.
There's one.
Okay. Are you attacking one of the smaller birds or the giant bird?
I don't
smaller
think
giant birds.
Issabel's really differentiating. It's just whatever flies past the hole she's currently trying to patch.
Okay. I will roll randomly then. Okay. So regardless, you hit. You rolled crazy high. So yeah, you hit. So roll damage.
Is 11 piercing, I think.
Okay.
Is it piercing? Yes, it's piercing.
I would think so. I guess you can make a case for bludgeoning it, but piercing, yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to make some NPC checks. The pilots are going to try and keep the ship under control.
I don't envy their job.
The Aarakocra, a pipe bursts and kind of blasts him in the face with a bunch of steam, and he's clearly looks scalded, and he's trying to quickly patch it as best he can. The lizard folk is now holding onto both sets of controls and trying to pull up.
Everything is fine.
Matilda will take her greatsword and go, yep. Let's see, she's a...
Look
I think
lively,
I figured
lady.
out.
Stats.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. But I think I figured out what Wynn's gonna do.
Okay.
Langley just goes, look lively, lady, whatever your name is.
Huh?
Not you, her. You look lively too if you want. I don't know, you seem to be ducking and covering, which is also a valid... I mean... I have these, so, you know.
Okay.
He said, punching a bird.
Maddie takes her greatsword and kind of with the space that Clangley thunder punched her with, she just swipes up and then down, and the bird starts to plummet. The tiefling is just hyperventilating. He's just talking about, I don't have any spells that attack.
Out yet?
I don't have any spells that attack. I got nothing. I got nothing. I just want to go home. Wynne, what would you like to do?
Wynne is gonna sort of stick her hands out, or at least peer out of like the big giant hole in the side of the ship, and she's gonna cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
So she could try to so everybody's gonna, all the birds within a 15-foot cone have to make a dex save.
Okay. Okay, so one of them got a 9, the other one got a
Fail.
17.
That's 16.
That's
So
fail,
one of-
actually. It's weird.
Oh, for a third level character, that seems a little high, but I won't ask any follow-up questions.
Well, I hit one of them with 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. Well, you hit both of them, luckily. It's just one of them takes half damage.
Okay. So, ha!
The big one doesn't seem very dexterous because it's so big. The babies are a little more agile. So it takes half. Oh, no. That's not a rock. It's a giant parrot. So, fire erupts down the side of the ship. When you get a peek out there, you would say there are 3 of the babies and one, the mom, the giant parrot. It seems to think you're some sort of seed or something. That's the ship. That's the sound the ship makes. Okay. Issa, is there anything else, or is there? What would you like to be doing down in here?
Continuing to patch the ship.
Fair and good. Perfect.
Taking pot shots when the opportunity presents itself, but my goal is to keep us airborne.
Clangley and Claire.
You see that Claire is kind of like desperately like searching the incantations across her arms, and she's like, immune to being charmed, immune to being charmed, oh no! And like the panic is slowly increasing. She's trying desperately to figure out how she can help, but I can only read so fast.
Langley's gonna do something dangerous but cool. These birds, are they rested on top of the ship?
Some of them are, yeah. The big
Langley
one
is going...
The big one kind of keeps making passes, but the little ones are much more kind of fixated on the ship, and they're kind of stuck on it and pecking at it and stuff.
Langley is going to use his armor's special ability, his armor of magical strength, to give himself a +3 on all strength checks, and I'd like to try and use athletics to get up onto the top of the ship.
Okay. So give me a athletics check for climbing.
Okay, that's 18 plus 7, so 25.
Okay. So yeah, you can climb on top of the ship. You don't think you should probably be out here for very long, but as you are still descending through an atmosphere. But yeah, you're on top of the ship.
Can I use Thunder Wave to scare away the birds?
Sure. You can certainly try.
Am I close enough that it would do damage, or
yes,
no?
Yes. To
Okay,
some of them.
I'd like to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
That's a 13 Constitution saving throw.
1 success, 1 failure.
That is 9 points of thunder damage, and the ones that fail are knocked back 10 feet, I think? Yeah, 10 feet.
Okay.
Yes, and there is a loud, thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Okay. So, the... sorry. Okay, there's 2, 3... Okay, so...
Away with ye!
The two babies, the two smaller ones you hit. Feel weird, bad calling them babies. They are trying to eat you, though. So, the 2 small ones you hit, based on the impact and the loudness, they kind of start to fly away. But the big one now just seems mad.
Away with ye! I'm warning you.
Yes. Inside the ship, Dust looks at you, Claire, and goes, "Oh my God, the ship is falling apart. Did you hear that? We're all gonna die."
Claire
out already, dude.
screams in frustration, and you hear her mutter like, "Why did we decide to focus on manage that doesn't work on mechanical things when we live on a mechanical world, or it gets lived, ugh." And then she looks at Dust like directly in the eyes and goes, "Are there evacuation measures on this ship?"
I know Featherfall.
Are there escape pods?
I think it's me casting Featherfall.
Have a handful of casters that know Featherfall. That was our contingency. Oh, just pass out already.
Claire is gonna start legging it for the cockpit and to find someone slightly more competent than this team.
The lizard folk, who is just yanking as hard as he can on both levers, turns around and says, "Jolly good, what the fuck is happening?"
Bird attacking ship, it's going down. Are there ways of getting off?
Yes, the young man knows Featherfall. Oh dear.
How many people are on this ship again?
Let's see. There's the pilot, the co-pilot, 2 NPCs, the 4 of you, so that's 8 so far, plus 3 additional Warforged.
So Featherfall works on 5 targets. Who's pulling the short straw?
Does someone else know Featherfall?
I don't think I can turn into a bird yet.
Perhaps a third person, maybe. No, but if you turn into something with a lot of hit points before you hit the ground, you're basically a god. I'm being told. Does that not that doesn't work? It turns out, and it's never ended well.
Oh. I have one thing,
Bounce.
but it's a very short range. I don't think it's gonna work.
Claire,
I do have.
oh, go ahead, Liz.
Oh, because I do have a spell, but it's kind of an ass pull if you want to use it.
Question: is a rock a beast?
A rock is a monstrosity.
Damn it.
So Claire is going to take a look at the controls and try to discern literally anything she can to try and slow this thing down. And if not, she can Misty Step herself into a direction that's going to make her, that's less down, I guess.
If
You Misty Step to the ground right before you hit it.
Or if you Misty Step up while you're going down.
Yeah, Misty Step.
You might be able to cut the momentum
out instead of down.
Okay.
You just need to dodge the ground. It's fine.
Give me an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence?
Straight
I actually
intelligence.
have quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
All right.
I would hope so.
That's a 2?
We're doing great, everyone!
No, it's a 5. If that helps.
I rolled well on my athletics check.
So
I rolled well to shut up Bezos and shoot a bird, and everything that's been important, we've just rolled nothing above a 10.
Yeah, Claire, there's a bunch of dials and stuff, and you think if you had the manual, you could figure out how this works. But this is archaic as shit, and you're like, well, great. This really useful, making them not easy to, like, just anyone to pilot. Like, that's dumb. You do, however, see in the distance, there is water. You might be able to land in that.
Claire looks at the pilot and says, "Steer for the ocean, I guess."
No,
And
here for the ocean, we have a hole in the bottom and we'll sink. We need this boat to get home. One
I
of
can
them
breathe.
left the horn open on into the engine room. Now Issabel is yelling at you from there.
You're my chief engineer. Give me options.
Land for aim for a desert. If you see sand is going to be a softer landing for us.
What she said. If she can hear Issa through the horde, she's gonna be like, what do we do here? Headed for an imminent crash landing. I can't pilot this thing, but I also can't do anything else.
Okay, I heard Grizz there a little bit. Where's... what's the other one's name?
The other one
What's
is
it folks named Grizz? Where's Hamlet? Hamlet.
Hamlet kind of finally, has pulled out a wrench and corrected the pipe, and he says, "I'm back. I'm fine." How bad is it down there? It's not good up here. All these dials, none of them are going right.
That's unfortunate. It's probably because we have a hole in the ship causing us giant drag. Does our new friend up there know any mending spells?
Hamlet covers the tube communication system, and he looks at Grizz and says, "In my professional opinion, a hole in the ship is bad." And just... This is why you're co-pilot, son. Okay, you don't know mending? I don't know mending. Claire, or Warforged, do you know mending? Excellent.
Claire physically cannot cry, but she is like sobbing.
Just dust.
He knows Featherfall.
God, yes. Okay.
I know mending! But I'm punching birds right now!
That's important.
Fix
Keep doing
the
that.
Seems to be a man on top of the ship. He pulls out like...
Okay, I don't breathe!
He pulls it. You do burn alive. He pulls out the manifest, and he starts going down the names, and he goes, Dust. Okay, Dust knows... Oh, shit all for attack spells. That is worthless. But he knows mending. Get the boy up and get him down to the hull.
We've almost got the edges of the hole getting out. We can get sheets above them. Just give us a little longer.
I need more time. Just...
Question.
Yes.
Since Clangley's on top of the ship, right? He's outside the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be.
Can I cast Earthbind on him and have it like wrap around the entire ship? Because
About to get a seatbelt.
Let me look what Earthbind does, but I like it. Let's see. Choose one creature you can see. Around the target must succeed, or its flying speed is reduced.
Safely descends at 60 feet. Oh my god, you mad genius. This is brilliant.
if Andy will let me do it.
Choose one creature. Yeah.
Isn't that a plummeting a spaceship a creature?
The spaceship's not a creature, but Clangley is.
Clangley is.
If I use my actions to hold the straps in place and like full on just as the ship falls, can I do this? Can we do this?
Okay.
I do have armor that magically enhances my strength.
Yes. So instead of a strength saving throw, you're going to have to make a strength check to, hold on to the ship as you're forcing it down, basically.
Is athletics okay?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, this is kind of an important roll. Clangley's arms might come off.
You can get new ones.
Alright, should I roll now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use my armor of magical strength to give me a +3.
Okay.
Not 20, baby! And that is a 27. I'm just so you can see it.
Desk reveal live on stream.
Okay. So.
Thank you, dice gods.
We all had to do is warm up.
Yeah.
This is a good boy right here. This one.
Okay.
It's the opposite of dice jail.
So, do you communicate this plan at all, Wynne, or is Clangley just going to get slammed?
Yeah, I think
into...
she's like.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I think she shouts it into, or she shouts it at Issa, who I guess overhears it because the horn's on.
Okay.
And she would have to like run over to like to where she can see Clangley, because I think I have to be seeing the creature.
So we can communicate this plan to everyone except Clangley until it happens to him.
Choose one creature you can see.
Okay, I like to do things spontaneously.
Okay.
Improvising is the most important part of engineering.
So I don't think that's
You're not
true.
wrong.
So Wynne leans out the ship. Matilda grabs the back of your shirt for support and holds onto one of the grab rails. And you target Clangley, who grabs onto the ship like Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2, the train, kind of arms stretched, and
His arms actually like do stretch out, like you see his hands are kind of on springs.
and the ship kind of as if featherfall had been cast on it, very slowly and safely starts to descend at a rate of 60 feet per round. So that stops your immediate ship problems. There is still, however, one giant bird.
I did not know I could experience pain until right now. But this is very painful. But I shall persist! Sorry if I'm peeking the mic, by the way.
Worth it.
Okay. So the ship slowly begins to descend.
I'm pretty sure I'm assuming I count as being grappled or something for the rest of this.
You can't move. You can't move. I'm going to say that. Your flying speed has been reduced to 0.
Now my dying speed has been skyrocketed, though.
Although you can use
What's
this
his flying speed, if any?
if any. Yes. So what I was going to say was you can use this as a slightly crappier feather fall because it doesn't affect as many people. But if someone's just falling, you can earthbind them and they'll be fine. So, but we're going to say that Clangley had a flying speed. It's the same as the ship. So he's falling.
He's burning up on impact or what?
No, because you are slowly descending safely. And you had gotten low enough that I'll say the magic is protecting you. Okay.
I don't think the rocks would be particularly keen to attack a ship that has a fire cone behind it still. I don't want to speak for the birds, but most things don't like to eat active fire.
You don't know what this planet's like, but you're right.
I don't.
But while the ship is descending, before we find out what the birds do, we're going to do some flashbacks.
Shot. They get shot.
They get shot. They're going to get shot. Spoilers.
Well, there. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation.
Yes. So we're going to go in reverse overlay order for this one. Issa, the last time we saw you were with the Silent Knights, right? Or no, you were with...
No, Stream Drop Distance 2.
Stream Drop Distance 2. So you participated in the D&D Beyond Thunderdome.
I exploded a dragon.
So how did you find your way to the city moon of a Wyan Yoth and this setting.
Issabel was trying to get her way to, is it Keldon Town? Am I pronouncing that right? To make good on a promise, and instead ended up getting herself to where Keldon used to be before it poofed into a dread realm. I don't know, we see her falling over a sludge lake that is now a crater where the town used to be. A little shot of her trying to use arcane magic and it not working anymore. So that's something that she's been working hard to distract herself by. She can't do it anymore, among other things. Yeah, she fell into a test site for the propulsion system, into a problem she was uniquely suited to help solve, so she's just been working on this since and hasn't really had a whole lot of time to think on else, which is kind of by nature and slightly on purpose.
Okay. Perfect. So you were hired as indeed an engineer for the expedition fleet by the Greene Corporation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Claire, we alluded to this earlier, but how did you get involved in this?
So 3 years ago, Claire woke up essentially in a abandoned wizard's workshop in the Spire on Wyan Yoth, and had the memories and personality of a life entirely lived by a necromancer. And not only did she have these memories of this life, but she also had the memories of her creation right up until the moment that she was finished. And the soul of the necromancer and the mind of the necromancer were transferred into her Warforged being. And then after that, it's just blank. She had been asleep. She does not know where the necromancer went, whether or not they are alive. And so she has just been wandering Wyan Yoth for 3 years in what is essentially just the world's biggest existential crisis. Until, kind of in a daze, Clangley, who is currently on the outside of the ship trying to punch these birds, essentially just recruited her into a union for Warforged. And she didn't necessarily agree to it, but she didn't disagree to it either. And it's not like in this state she has a whole lot of other options. So now she's just kind of along for this very bumpy ride. And she gave herself the name Claire after the song Claire de Lune, which means, Claire of the Moon. So she is Claire of the Moon of Wyan Yoth.
Look, she didn't say no, okay? Just saying.
That
is
not
true.
a good defense.
She didn't say no. I mean, I can't argue with you there. And again, it's not like she had very many other job prospects, so...
She said, huh? I thought she said, yeah.
Not a
Whoops.
good defense.
Like going to jail for kidnapping.
That's arc too.
I think if it's kidnapping, it has to be somewhat against her will. And she hasn't necessarily regretted this up until this moment.
Fair enough.
I think that's now is probably a good moment to be regretting things. So the necromancer's name was not Claire. Just to
No.
be clear with Claire. Okay.
I have not decided yet, which means that it is going to remain a mystery.
Okay. Slight follow-up question. Up until the moment of your recorded memories, do you have like, is it like perfect recall, or are they fractured, or is it even like human memory where it's just, everything is going to have your own kind of gaps and point of view on it because people are people, they can't remember everything perfectly?
I would say it's perfect just by the nature of the magic and the fact that she, is a Warforged, and that gives her certain like mechanical advantages in terms of like the way her brain works. And that is also slightly messing her up because where the Necromancer probably can't remember everything that happened in her life, she can.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Wynne, how'd you get here?
Oh, well, Wynne is from the Pilwicken clan, which is a very old gnomish family. And she got here because her family literally wrote the book on the planet below, which is a really great feat because no one's actually been to the planet below. So this is just her, and she's always been sort of a little sort of suspicious of her family's claims about the planet, so she's just really going to check on it and make sure everything's just okay.
What does the pamphlet say about giant birds?
It failed to mention the giant birds, actually.
You'd think that would be one of the top things mentioned.
You would think.
We'll have to find out more about what is and is not in this very well researched book. Okay. So were you then hired by this company because of this reputation for an expertise on the unknowable kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's just the idea that I think it's like her great 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 uncle like put his name on a book that said this is all you need to know about the planet, and everyone, because no one's been there, so it's like, yeah, I guess this guy knows what he's talking about. So it's literally she's coasting off her ancestors, basically lies.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If we're being honest.
This is just how science worked in the Victorian era, let's be real.
You're not wrong. It's a book that's this big, and you just open up the first page, and it just says, it's dangerous.
Wow.
The rest of it is just like 400 blank pages.
It's all like anecdotal. Oh yeah, my cousin told me about this one creature that's like a dragon, but it's bigger than a dragon, and it doesn't have wings.
Okay, that could be a couple different things. Prove me I'm wrong.
Prove me you're right.
You know what? Sounds like a win for me. Okay.
Look, just because you named your granddaughter named Wynne.
Yeah, it works on levels. Okay. And Clangley.
Dan, you're muted.
Clangley was basically organizing this small crew of Warforged that he's worked for for a very long time. It's been difficult since the last settlement they constructed recently completed. It was sort of an industrial town, and now they're kind of out of work. Clangley, working with some other members from Automated Workers United, which is the name of his union, decided that this would be a very good opportunity for work. And, Clangley obviously is a person who just loves venturing into the unknown and trying new things. Very, very brave sort, almost to the point of foolishness. There's a reason his wisdom score is only 10, despite his high intelligence. Decided that this would be a great idea and like a great thing, and he and his buddies would construct the forward base and lead these amazing intrepid pioneers to apparently punch birds now. And all of this is going through Clangley's head, and he's thinking, you know, possible I probably could have just gotten a job on the moon, on the surface, instead of going in this... Well, too late now, he said, his arms breaking to the point of uselessness.
They're not breaking. They just hurt.
I feel like by the end of this, they might be broken. He is holding a whole ship.
Okay. So, the ship is descending. Anyone who is not Clangley, is there anything you would like to do to try and scare off the bird one last time?
Shoot at it.
Shoot at it? Okay.
Claire is going to, check under her arm, see an inscription written there, and go, damn it. And then, run for the hole just as fast as she can. Could she get within 120 feet?
Sure.
The rock, cool. All right, so she's going to be like, oh, this is all I have. And then cast Chill Touch on this bird.
Okay.
Ranged spell attack against the creature to assail it with the Chill of the Grave.
Okay.
Can rocks die? We're about to find out. That's on the floor now.
Floor die.
I rolled another 2. God damn it.
Okay.
I had to use a different die and it rolled a 2, and I am so angry.
So
Dice jail. 10,000 years dice jail.
Claire hurls a skeletal hand at the rock, and it just kind of hits against the giant bird, and the giant bird's like, it's a huge ass bird. That does not seem to affect it.
17 to shoot it.
17 is a hit to shoot it.
Neat. 10 piercing.
Oof. Okay. And Wynne.
I guess Wynne will cast Produce Flame.
Okay, sure.
So I'm just gonna hurl it at it. Hurl a little tiny ball of fire.
Okay.
That probably doesn't do anything because that's a 10.
A 10 is a miss. So it got shot. Okay. You having dispatched one of the smaller birds and the other birds being scared away, the rock kind of circles around you once and then flies off into the distance, thinking this has not been worth it at all. You didn't even taste good. There was no delicious seeds inside the shell or anything like that. So gross and disappointing. No fruit. What a ripoff.
Loud sounds and pain.
Yeah. Food shouldn't bite back. Not when you're a gargantuan bird. Okay. So you all are slowly descending with more NPCs intact than I thought would make it. Okay. So Issa and the Warforged can start to put the hull back together more efficiently, safely, and you all slowly descend. Now, Earthbind only lasts for a minute. So if you descend...
But it's 60 feet around.
60 feet
Fix the
around.
hole in a minute.
So a round is 6 seconds, so you can descend 600 feet. Okay. as you descend, you all can hear a bunch of branches breaking as you descend into a canopy of pine trees. And you stop, and you can hear Griss from the front go, "Not close enough to the ground." Kind of comes back out. He's wearing a very stereotypical early aviator outfit. He's got the leather cap on. He's got goggles over his eyes, which are on the side of his head because he's a lizard man. So they kind of cross over his large snout. He's got a scarf, a big puffy leather jacket with fur, and jodhpurs, I think they're called. The kind of weird flared pants that go up to like his ankles, and then big chunky boots that fit over his taloned feet. He says, "Yes. We'll probably need Featherfall to go the rest of the way. Good job, everyone."
Claire is going to like kick a piece of metal in his direction.
What is this? Is this part of the ship? That seems
The
bad.
vent casing.
May I let go now,
I'll need that.
please?
I can reload it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's safe.
Jolly good. Good job. Someone get Clangley.
Clangley kind of rolls off.
Oh no!
And like his, like
No!
just rolls off the top of the ship.
No, he's not fall.
Featherfall.
Okay, I was gonna say if you want to cast Featherfall, otherwise Matilda will try and catch him. But
Oh, I figured he'd get onto one of the trees.
if you want to try and make a check to do that,
In that case, I'll just go back in the ship.
Okay.
I wanted to do the funny thing.
no, because you got to get down from these trees now. Okay, so you.
Oh, I think that went pretty well. And then after he says that, both of his arms pop off. Someone get that for me,
Hey,
please.
here you go, boss.
Yes.
Thank you kindly. I keep some spares in my pack. Just grab one of those.
Sir, you're rather tall. I'm going to need you
Yes,
to
yes. One
at
moment.
least sit.
He like retracts his legs.
That works lovely. Start reattaching his arms.
Normally, I'm doing this for other automatons.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate your work, but I don't think you could do this particular one, well, not as easily by yourself. You could still probably get it done if I imagine you had to.
Yes, but I think it's quite a bit easier if someone else gives me a hand, so to speak.
Griss and Hamlet pass you as you are lower back in Clangley, and they climb up onto the top of the ship. You can hear the ship kind of shifting a little bit in the trees. And you can hear them start to bicker on the top of the ship.
How tall is this tree canopy?
Yeah, how high up off the ground are we still?
You're about 100 feet off the ground.
Oh my god.
Good.
These trees are huge.
So, step one is gonna be build a ladder. Not the first thing I expected to be building. We kind of expected some sort of, defensive encampment, maybe some close range artillery, but no, ladder.
Look,
Good,
if you
humble
think
beginnings.
about it, there's plenty of timber around. That's good. Make something out of that. Probably.
A ladder.
That alone, it could make a ladder. As soon as I get my arms working again.
Dust kind of comes to, and he says, "Okay, I can also cast Featherfall. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet.
Can you cast anything else, just out of curiosity?
Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me look at my very useful spell list.
Of course it is.
Yes, a sorcerer. Let's see. I know Message, Gust, Light, and Mage Hand. First level spells. I know Detect Magic, Distort Value, Featherfall, Fog Cloud.
Short value?
Yeah.
The hell is that?
I can make something seem like it's worth more than it is, or worth less than it is. It's very helpful in negotiations.
Yes, well, next time maybe you can try negotiating with the giant bird.
Do you think it would have taken a bribe?
No.
Oh.
Believe that is what...
I see. You were being facetious.
Yeah,
Yes.
believe the term is sarcastic. I admit I am still learning about that one. It behooves me.
You'll get there. That one wasn't sarcasm.
I appreciate it. I'm assuming by now Clangley's arms are in working order.
Yes.
I designed this elbow joint myself.
Oh, it's a very elegant design.
Yes, well, the old design kept getting debris caught in it.
Dust covers are important.
Mm-hmm. They were trying to skimp on it, save a few copper pieces here and there, but I insisted.
It was a wise insistence.
Clangley will go and help repair the engine room.
Okay. Yeah. So luckily, you all scared the birds off before they could do any damage to the engines. Although it being stuck in a tree, you don't think is very good for it, and the pilots haven't really practiced, taking off being suspended in a tree. So they're gonna have to figure that out. They are continuing to argue on top of the ship. Pardon me.
We just
Andy,
have a
are there-
hole in the side.
Are there vines in these trees around us?
Yes.
Okay. Claire is going to use Mage Hand to bring some of those vines towards her, and then she's gonna start tying them around any Warforged that want to get down.
Okay.
So she's just kind of sitting there mumbling to herself things just all that I have in my memories is dusty libraries and graveyards and crypts, and now I am on an alien planet in a forest. I've never been to a forest before. And so she's just mumbling all these mumblings to herself until she's sure she's got it secure. Then she's gonna try and lower any Warforged down that want to go down.
Okay. How? Okay. What's your strength?
And how well
not
do you
great.
know knots?
Okay.
Something tells me that this Claire may not be a construction drone.
Okay. Give me. Whew.
But if any Warforged are willing to help her in the lowering down, she'll help.
Oh yeah, and Matilda
because
will
she
help you too.
recognizes that she's not very strong.
Right.
But she's trying. She's
people
smart
with
though, so
full
she's
knots.
trying to be clever.
Okay. So you tie Dexter, gives you the thumbs up, and you start to lower him down. Can I get a sleight of hand check to see how good these
Sleight of
knots are?
hand. Not what I can I switch that out for something else that is intelligence.
Yeah, you can make a how's your okay, Are you trained?
My nature's pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Make a nature check then. I was going to say survival, but make a nature check.
Like basket weaving, that's nature.
You would certainly.
Oh, 13.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you were very smart. You're going to know if some big, bow knot is like, well, that's probably not going to hold a person. There's no knot integrity. So you tie a couple. They're not complicated, but you're pretty sure they'll hold okay knots. And you, Matilda, and the other two Warforged start to lower Dexter down, and he starts to go down. Matilda, as you're lowering him down, says, "How are we going to get all the supplies down? There's a lot of stuff. How close are we to anything? Nobody's ever been here before." Nope.
Yep, 2.
No.
That's 2.
That's 2.
Hold on just a moment, folks.
Got a little thing from Discord that there are a bunch of hidden Easter eggs on the map. And I was like, yeah, is one of them the fact that it crashes every 45 minutes?
It's a feature, not a bug.
Did it give you the prompt of how well did this call go?
Not quite, but oh god, Discord. I'm trying to roleplay here. Trying to play some motherfucking Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, so Maddie says, how are we going to get the supplies down? How are we going to carry them all? We don't even know where we are. Well, we don't know where anything is.
Okay, do you see that loose bit of sheet metal?
Uh-huh.
Can you tear that up off the hole?
That is the patch on the hull. We just put that there. Leave it where it is.
I'm going to listen
No.
to the engineer. What do you got?
Okay, do you have like a tarp or anything, something big that we can lay out and tie up and lower down?
I have a tent.
Yeah, we have tarps and tents. Yeah, I'll go down to the hold.
You're trying to make a cargo platform. Yes, we can do that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go talk to the engineer.
Okay. Yes. Just pile it all up on the tarp and then tie it up and then lower it down and then we can drag it behind us, I guess. Unless someone here has a cart. Surely there's a cart on this ship.
We can build one.
In pieces.
Yeah.
We have the components of a cart and the will to get it done.
Okay.
Points at Dust. You don't know Tensor's floating disk. You just literally listed your spells. Okay. You're trying, kid. What is even your title on this? I'm an intern.
How did you get here? Yeah.
Why are you on this ship if you're an intern?
I can slightly control the weather.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That will be useful.
I can't blow things up, but I can control weather very slightly. I'm getting better.
I mean, if we need to sail somewhere,
I can gust. I can gust and stuff. Yeah, if we can build a sail cart, is that a thing?
It can be.
Yes, actually.
Okay, great. I'm going to be useful.
Yes,
eventually.
Yeah. Matilda is the quartermaster on board. She was in charge of all the stuff, so she has a pretty good understanding of all the crap you have and how you're gonna how you're gonna have to get it all down. He is being paid. An internship. He is an entry level employee. An internship is me misspeaking. But he's trying.
He'll be useful eventually. We just need to keep him alive until then.
You do indeed. That's one of your goals. He says, oh, also, if I don't eat soon, I'm gonna need to eat. Otherwise,
Wynne will take a little snack out of her vest and be like, "Here you go."
Oh, okay, thanks. That is great, actually. Okay, cool. Well, I should be good then. Hamlet and Griss on top of the ship are continuing to argue, and at this point it is so loud you can all hear it. It's basically that you all are separated from the other ships, and you can't see where they landed because you're stuck in a bunch of trees. Hamlet seems to think that you can get the ship flying again. Griss says, no, you need to get the ship down and move it somewhere else before they can take off.
Flare gun and a runway. Flare gun and a runway. Cargo lift. Flare gun runway.
Okay. Claire, you can feel Dexter hit the ground, and he kind of tugs on the vines twice.
Okay, who's next?
One of the other Warforged comes up, and he says, "Hello, my name is Gloom."
Oh, no. How dare you do this to us?
Okay.
He hands Wynne a potted plant, and he says, "Please make sure nothing happens to this."
Oh, okay.
Anything happens to Gloom, we're ending the campaign.
We have a new objective: protect Gloom at all costs.
Fuck Dust. Dust can die. We need to save Gloom.
Dust just falls out. I thought I knew feathers fall. Yeah, and Gloom starts to lower himself down. You feel the rope kind of. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. When Gloom makes it down, presumably safely, Claire will look at Wynne and be like, "You, am I correct in assuming that you kind of know what you're doing here?"
Yes, you would be correct.
Okay, good. Would you mind and
Going down?
Yeah, and checking to see where they are. I have message if you want to, or I guess you can just shout. But yeah, just see where we are, what's going on, if anything could possibly kill us down there.
Oh, okay, no problem. I'm Wynne, by the way.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Hi. Do you want to tie this, or do you want me to do it?
I'll do it.
Oh,
it's okay.
Okay. You might be better at knots than I am. I'm still kind of new at this.
Okay. And Wynne will just tie it around herself, and then take the plant in one arm, and then have Spicy in her other arm.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You're a park ranger. I'm not going to make you roll for a knot. You repel yourself out. And you get to the bottom, and you can see. So you've got Spicy. You've got your plant. Gloom will take his plant back. Looking around, you see Dexter. He's kind of he's gotten down on one knee and he's kind of looking at the ground, pressing it. It's spongy, he says. It's not very stable. He's a little afraid that maybe these trees aren't super secure, and maybe too much movement will make the ship kind of fall, will knock over some of the trees. Gloom starts to look around, and can I get... what would you like to do?
I think Wynne will just go into sort of park ranger mode and would take, like, a survey of the land. Just, like, get her bearings, figure out, like, where exactly they are and that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, so give me a survival check.
Ooh, I'm good at that one. Uh, 10.
10? Okay.
And I say good.
Yeah, you rolled perfectly average. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you kind of looking around. You're trying to get your bearings straight, and you are distracted by the fairly ominous and not regular, but also you wouldn't say irregular creaking that you're hearing from these trees.
Do trees make sounds? She says out loud to herself.
Only if there's no one around to hear it. I don't know how the riddle goes.
How windy is it? Because maybe.
Not terribly.
Oh no. The only one of us who actually has experience in a natural setting is Issabel.
Yeah, for the most...
Everyone else only knows City Moon.
You've all seen trees before, but they're usually caged. The zoo has trees.
Yep.
That's about it. Okay. So, Gloom and Dexter go... They each kind of like start to say, like, I don't know, dude. They kind of start to discuss it. Gloom says that that his plant doesn't make much noise, but that may not be helpful. Back up on the ship. What do you all want to do?
Continue working on the cargo lift that we're gonna need.
Okay.
Probably working with Matilda to figure out what's going on the lift first.
Yeah, she's
getting the ship down. It's going to be its own problem, but I need to be able to see the ship from the outside before I can start solving it.
Yeah, she's going through a bunch of stuff and listing a bunch of stuff, and she's clearly having a hard time determining what needs to go down first, because it was just going to be it's all important. Okay. But she'll start to make a list, and she'll get Clangley and the last Warforged to help her start to move some stuff.
Clangley is patching the hull. I don't know if he's done that, because he does have the mending spell.
At this point, you all have patched the hull. Certainly good enough for now. Okay.
Right, now how do we get this damn ship down?
We have to see it from the outside first. We'll get some supplies down first, because it may need to be up here for a bit.
Oh dear.
What if we cut the trees down that it's in, and Wynne casts Earthbind on it again? And no, creature. No, that won't work. We'd have to strap Clangley to it. I don't think that's going to work twice.
Don't know if that's going to work. Yeah,
Don't know if I want to risk that twice.
I understand.
Dust said he knows Gust. How effective is Gust of Wind?
You'd have to get a lot of gusts to make this thing fall slowly. It weighs several hundred tons.
Gust. Let's see. That's a cantrip, so that's not going to do it. Okay. Okay. So you all start to work on that. Is there anything you all would like to do before we wrap up this episode?
All right, so I know that this did not turn out the way we all expected. But we must forge on. This is an amazing opportunity for spontaneous adventure.
This isn't spontaneous adventure. This is planned, well thought out, meticulated adventure with some hiccups. But any landing you can walk away from.
Exactly.
Matilda mutters under her breath, "We haven't walked away from it yet."
Do you want to be able to keep walking?
It's just, I'm just saying.
As soon as we figure out how to get this ship down, we'll be shipshape.
Came this close to just like feather falling Matilda and trying to push her off the ship.
Oh, come on. Just slowly.
I haven't walked away. Well, now you can. Poof.
Okay. Claire, is there anything else you would like to do before wrapping this up?
Once she's gotten everyone, like Warforged that wants to go down or any other member that wants to go down, she's gonna like painstakingly lower herself down. Like it's almost painful to watch. It's very sad. It's very clumsy. And like Claire like kind of touches down on the ground and is like, huh. I pictured that being a lot more dramatic than it was. And then she just...
Welcome!
Oh, hi!
Hi!
Fancy
squishy
meeting
down
you
here.
here.
And she like takes like a couple of steps. It's like, I'm not used to sinking.
Yeah, the ground's not hard. That's weird. Okay. And with that, we will wrap up episode 1 of Gracefall. Excellent first episode, everybody. Outros and plugs. Dan.
Hi, I'm sorry if I was falling asleep a little bit. You know, a little lower energy than usual because I've been working all day. You know, I would normally have twice the adventure speeches in me. Everyone subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us all on Twitter. Be good to your neighbors and friends. And please, for the love of God, wash your hands and get vaccinated. You can get it for free. You can get them in all the places. Please, I'm begging you, do those things. I want to go back to normal, please.
Okay. Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. I will also second getting vaccinated and doing all the, good human stuff you're supposed to be doing. Like not being jerks to people who don't look like you and all that stuff. So go do that.
I almost fell into habits, but Mira is next.
That's weird.
Don't like change.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Birds and Nerds. I don't use Twitter anymore, mostly just for personal health reasons. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I might do some Claire drawings. I've got a few cool ideas of what she looks like. Get vaccinated, please, because if you get vaccinated, then you can play more D&D with your friends, and that's always a good thing. So, get vaccinated, play D&D with your friends. All good things.
All good things. And Jay.
Hi, I go last now. I don't really have a whole lot to add that hasn't already been said. Get your science juice. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Still, Even if you're vaccinated. Variant's bad.
What everyone said. Thank you so much for watching our first episode. Excited for things to come. Thank you so much to chat. Chat was very lively today, and that was awesome. Get vaccinated, wear your mask, be safe, be kind. Next week, Monday, is our first episode of Martha and the Mandos. And Wednesday is Star Chasers with special guests, Dan and Liz.
Oh, that's me.
That's me.
As Swarm of Stars has found himself back in Neverwinter, and perhaps Nella and Vinny have some things to say about that. So, join us then, won't you? Thank you again to everybody in chat. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I have to do it that.
There it is.
Now we can leave.
There we go.